the 7 vials will be opened. In Revelation chapter 16, the 7 vials will be opened, okay, near the conclusion of the 7-year tribulation, near the very end. The false millennial reign of the beast is about ready to be challenged again. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 16. Okay, the reason why the people did not like the 2 witnesses, okay, which began their ministry upon our rapture, okay, Enoch and Elijah, the 2 witnesses, the 2 prophets, okay, spoken of there in chapter 11, okay, in Revelation, okay, will be bringing to the attention of the people their iniquity, and the judgments would be which they pronounce would be immediately forthcoming. So if they were to go to the United Nations and stand before the leaders of the world and challenge them, they would say, "Thus saith the Lord, if you do not take heed to the words which we speak, and if you do not come in a covenant with God, upon our departure from here this very day, God will level Paris, God will level Moscow, God will level New York City, if you do not heed our words." And then they'll be up there laughing at them and says, "Who are you, and who invited you to come here?" Sounds just like Pharaoh and Moses, doesn't it? That's it's going to be just like that. So they say, "No, that's that upon our departure from here, this is going to happen, that we are speaking by the true God." They'll walk out of the UN right there, and then suddenly they'll be watching CNN up there on a big screen, and all of a sudden they'll see, we're going to have to interrupt this program today and tell you that Paris has just been leveled by a level 10 earthquake. Okay, a level 10 earthquake, something like that. Moscow, we just heard reports, a big great earthquake is happening in Moscow, and it's going to happen immediately after that. They say, "Who are these 2 guys right here?" Okay. So they're going to call them back and says, "Okay, what is it you have to say?" Okay, and they'll be telling them again, "You need to come in covenant with God. You have to accept the terms that Jesus Christ only is your salvation. If you do not hear our words, as soon as we leave here, okay, there's going to be a tsunami that's going to wipe out the coast of South America, okay, or there's going to be another great earthquake. You won't even be able to find Cuba, okay. You won't even be able to find any of these other nations or the Mediterranean." And they said, "Well, we'll see about that." As soon as they walk out, somebody there's a tsunami, and it immediately happens. Okay, they'll call them right back in, but God will harden our hearts, just like He did Pharaoh. Same thing. It's going to happen again. Okay. Now that's at the beginning of the 7-year tribulation. Now in chapter 16 here, we're near at the very tail end, which we have right up here, okay, on a mini chart. It's near about the last maybe 5 and we're about year 5, 6.5 into the 7-year tribulation. Okay, by this time, the beast has already established the number 666 in Revelation 16 here. By this time, the beast has already created the false millennium, okay, utilizing the technologies of the time. Okay, and by this time, the angels are ruling the earth again, just like it was in the days of Noah. The angels will rule. Okay, as we read about, this is why he goes in detail, okay, about the beast that has 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his heads 10 crowns. Okay, about the crowns. Where did these people come from? They suddenly emerged. They're not here right now, but it suddenly emerged. Okay, these are the fallen watchers. They're coming through the dimensional hole. That are going to be these technologies that people say, "We will bow the knee if you can resolve these problems. Stop these men over here, and we will worship you." That's when the beast and the first beast and the second beast will have rabbinical debates right there in Jerusalem, okay, with Enoch and Elijah. Now, Enoch and Elijah, of course, are going to be debating with the first beast and the second beast. Enoch is going to see an old friend, if you will, okay, Simeas, okay, who Enoch actually confronted on Mount Hermon before God put a judgment on the watchers. The same guy. Okay, he's going to see him again. There's going to be debate. They're going to be killed. Okay, and of course, I just want to get to chapter 16 here. As things go on right here, the vial judgments are about ready to begin. Okay, so let's read about that. This is near the very tail end of 7-year tribulation, and the Messiah, the true one, Messiah, is about ready to come back. Okay, we'll see about that. I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, "Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth." Now, the wrath of God has to do with this expression. Anger has to do with a form of, like a feeling, an angry feeling. But wrath has to do with a form of expression, and fury has to do with the way it's meted out, okay, and aggressively. Okay, the wrath of God upon the earth. Okay, now the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. See, the mark of the beast is already here now. And upon them which worshipped his image. Okay, by this time, the beast had established shrines all over the known world. The geography, the topography of the earth by this time is all changed. Okay, New Zealand is gone. Half of New Guinea is gone. Half of Australia has been destroyed. Okay, China, about the coastlines of China, Japan is absolutely gone. The Philippines is underwater, okay, as well as also Pakistan and Bangladesh, Malaysia. All the islands around here are disappeared. And this time,
what about America?
Half of it's gone. Okay, because the west coast is underwater. It's going to slide into the sea, as well as also Latin America and around the west coast, also South America. It's going to be gone. Okay, around Chile, okay, around those areas around South America to the point of Cape Cod there. Okay. Also the islands, all the islands in the Pacific Rim there have been disappeared. Okay, have been destroyed by the asteroid. Okay, so the topography of the earth is changing. The continents are coming back together. Okay, everything's changing. Governments have changed. The angels are ruling. The earth has been split up into 10 regions. Okay, 10 powers. Okay, which are ruled by these fallen angels. Satan's 13 princes, okay, which will be ruling these areas right here, and the Watchers. Okay, so they are in collusion together in order to bring God's wrath upon man. Now here's the first one of the vial, a very noisome and grievous sore, very foul smelling. They came upon men which had the mark of the beast, and them which worship his image. The second angel poured out his vial upon the sea. Now the first time was just a third, but this time it's all of them. It became the blood of a dead man or an animal, and every living soul died in the sea. Okay, so Greenpeace and those particular organizations that want to protect the animals are going to be unsuccessful. Everything's going to be destroyed. Okay, but God is going to restore life again. Okay, just by His word, the oceans are going to become alive again with whales, porpoise, dolphins, and things that are even extinct. Okay, right now, everything's going to come back. Okay, during the time of the true millennial reign of Christ, we know that because the scriptures talk about that. Okay, it's concerning the lion shall lie down with the lamb, or the bear with the calf. Okay, so we can see that the wildlife is going to be restored. Okay, even to the serpents will be restored. The third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers, upon the fountains of waters. They became blood. So we can see this going to become every judgment which God initiates is going to be against the gods and philosophies of the beast. Concerning pharmaceutical judgments, okay, or drugs, just to use the drugs, okay, drugs, okay, economic and religious rights. Okay, you can imagine that. Okay, concerning contaminating all the blood. The third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, they became blood. Then I heard the angel of the waters say this: "You are righteous, O Lord, okay, which are and was and shall be, because you have thus judged, or judged thus." Okay, this is equal to offenses. Everything is measured by your standard, and not man's. That's my note. In verse 6, for they have shed the blood of saints. Now this is the second 3.5 years, not the first 3.5 years. This is the second 3.5 years. They have shed the blood of saints and prophets. Second 3.5 years, not the first 3.5 years. Okay, okay, and you have given them blood to drink, even as the aliens, okay, because of the cattle blood, for they are worthy. Remember the abductions of people and of animals, okay, and also cattle mutilations, okay, crop circles. All these things are involved with this. That's why God is judging these things. You think that men from outer space would actually come down here just for the purpose of stepping on somebody's wheat field, or coming down here just to get a burger. Okay? It doesn't make sense. And then coming down here, disappearing and playing and being elusive to jets. Okay? These are watchers. They're doing these things. See, they are very far advanced in technology. I mean, they had flying saucers were flying around during the times of the Renaissance. Okay, that's how they're very far advanced in technology.
At last, that the airport that because the flying saucers that appeared above the airport.
Yeah. All right.
Last week.
Yeah, and that's see. People want to know where these guys come from. These are not friendly people. They're not friendly. Okay, they're here to destroy. Okay, but they're just playing out the cards. They're just playing their time. Okay, for they are worthy of this destruction. I heard another on the altar say this. This is the altar in heaven. And he confirmed what they said. Lord, even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are your judgments. These judgments are to correct man's thinking.